Hi all, Hibber here. So today we're looking at the second game in the PSVR2 series here that we're doing, and it's the Jurassic World Aftermath. This is a game I've been looking forward to a lot because I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, not so much Jurassic World, so don't forget to subscribe if you are also a fan of that. So like I said, I've been looking forward, for a real Jurassic Park / Jurassic World game for a long time, and this is not completely it, but it is a very good introduction to the world of virtual reality on your PlayStation. As you can see, the game starts out fairly quickly where you are flying to Isla Nublar and you get sort of attacked by pterodactyls, and you end up meeting an old friend all in the first 3-4 minutes of the game here. So it starts out pretty action-packed. As you can tell, the graphics are cel-shaded, kind of cartoonish, and I really don't think that does the game any favors, because this is kind of a scary game actually. You are avoiding raptors and T-Rexes, and it's kind of intense. So I don't think this is the right choice for the graphics, but I can live with it. But again, but to get back to the fact that this is a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World game, and boy, have I been looking forward to something like this. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close to being an enjoyable adventure. It has its downsides, and like I said, the graphics are a tad too cartoonish for my liking. It looks a little bit like Borderlands. It's a bit of a shame, but other than that, I think it introduces some nice gameplay and some interesting things to do, really. And everything in the game requires you to interact, really. This is also kind of a puzzle game, really. Lots of opening doors and turning on power, which I guess is par for the course in Jurassic Park. For example, you'll have to enter passcodes by yourself, and I can tell you it works a lot better than in Trespasser, if you ever played that game. And also looking at maps, you don't have a map, you have to actually find maps around and then get your bearings that way. I think it works really well. Now, it wouldn't be Jurassic Park without lots of switches that needed to be clicked or moved in some manner. And you'll get to do a lot of that in the game, and you can almost hear Ellie Sattler saying "we're back in business" in the background. It's pretty cool, I must admit that. Another cool thing is the wayfinder that you'll get early in the game. And I know it doesn't look very cool here on YouTube, but in virtual reality in 3D, this thing is awesome. You just take up your left arm and tilt it, and then when you look at the indicator on your glove, it will tell you where to go and point in the right direction. Like I said, it didn't look that amazing here on the screen in 2D, but I tell you, in 3D, it's probably the best navigation tool I've ever seen. It's really, really good. The feel in the game is actually quite scary, like I said earlier, because you have to do everything yourself, like getting into an elevator and clicking the buttons to get out. It actually takes a while, and it's kind of intense. And you'll also figure out quite quickly that you have to hide in closets, just like in the Alien games. And that makes me think I would like to see an Alien game like this. But anyway, the way that you can move the headset around and then peek out of the closet just makes it even more intense, really. And it especially full on when you're under time pressure, have to get into one of these closets here and close the door after you. And you can't really mess it up, because otherwise you'll be launched for a dino. And the dinos themselves, they look okay, but again, this cel-shaded cartoony graphic choice here is kind of making them look a little bit less menacing than I would like. But when you do have to, for example, open a door like this and sneak out behind a raptor while it's busy investigating something that you threw to, keep it busy, that is pretty full on, I must say. And there's a lot of these sneaky sections here where you have to evade the dinosaurs. You can't really fight them. I don't think you will at any point in the game, really. But this is also fine. Like I said, this is a puzzle game and kind of a survival game. And what it does really well. You will get, of course, spotted by the dinosaurs once in a while if you aren't careful. And once that happens, it's also really full on in virtual reality. Again, on YouTube, this doesn't look very scary, But once you have that raptor there right in your face and you're stuck in the vent, I can tell you that it's a whole different experience. So other than the graphics, the only downside is that sometimes all this, pressing buttons and doing everything manually can get a little bit overwhelming. But it doesn't get to the point ever that it gets really super annoying. It's just something that you'll have to do. And I mean, the novelty wears off after a little bit. When you figure out, I can put my hand on the sensor, that's cool. But, after 10 or 12 times doing that and waiting for the sensor, it gets a little bit old. So it's a decent game. It's not, fantastic. It's not the Jurassic Park game we were all waiting for. But certainly worth your time and your money. I think it's about half the price of a normal game, so it's not bad. And it does, give some hints as to the future. For example, this computer interaction here is actually really cool. And again, in 3D, it looks a lot different than this. And I wish my, computer at home would work this way. So anyway, that was my first look at Jurassic World Aftermath. And I hope you enjoyed it, people. And I'll see you out there.
More important things. First,